Ready, let's go. Time.
It's okay.
Anyway.
We got it. I did good, yeah.
Where's Gershon?
Sent him to find the big Gershon.
Wait, can somebody text Icky that was starting?
Okay, I'm gonna call.
Tell him to watch out for the deer. Just in time.
Okay, we're on Vavam and Aleph, second line, third line down.
Do we have any more papers? Any more papers around? Oh.
Okay,
Page 2,
Yeah, page 1. I posted on the phone also. If you
let's go.
like
So
this,
Amar,
if it's easier.
Rav. Okay, so before that, let's just consider what we're doing.
Welcome.
So basically, we had the Shiloh.
Letting people in strays.
He fixed my window last week.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Like this. Anyway.
Besides Yachasa, which a wonderful pursuit right to see him, we got in the family, got a pursuit type of my uncle Yosef, then Esther Aronoff got his 1 year.
So this should be a Suda. Continued Basudas, yeah. Basudas Toivus, actually, yeah. Okay, so
we waited for you.
Okay, Chazer. So the Chazer over from yesterday. So we had the Gemara Shiloh.
Okay, we gotta get.
Tell you have to leave the second marriage. Does this happen every night?
Basically.
Yes. This is a no holds barred. Yeah.
You should join and get my wife's model.
Sometimes we learn. Sometimes. Anyways, so the Gemara's Shiloh is the blood. I noticed that right after a chuppah to do this is a little odd. Okay, but anyways, so is the blood when the basulim, right? So when the hymen breaks, so is the blood considered right there, and therefore you'd be allowed to have the first be on Shabbos, or meaning it's already separated from the body, or is it considered inside the body, and therefore it would be also because you're making a chabura on Shabbos and you're making it bleed, which is tamashal, which we didn't discuss yesterday. What's wrong with making something bleed on Shabbos? Which it's not one of the lamates malachas. Right? You have to figure out which one of the lamates malachas. Some say it's shchita. Shchita. Stira is not stira. Yeah, but I don't think it's a permanent. It's also soisra manas living. It could be binyan, but that's how it's making the basulim. That's making the basulim, but how it's bleeding. What's the issue of bleeding? Buddha, what's the issue? Which one of test?
Shchita is only usher because it's something that.
But you killed something, they take away the blood.
It's for
No, but shchita. No, but one of the shchita, one of the shitas in Shabbos that shchita's usher is because it's dying skin. Right? That's one of the shitas. Okay, whatever it is. We got more. No, but once you say that shchita's usher, so then memela, then it's going to be usher out shchita.
Structure for
right. No,
that's how the understanding the scholar.
Yeah.
What's this?
Let's say shchita. Let's just go simply as shchita. Okay, so Amar Rav Nachman. So now we had a Machlokes Rav and Shmuel. But we had a Machlokes what Rav and Shmuel say. Right, the people from Rav's town. It's interesting because if you're medayik in Rav, it's the people from Rav's yeshiva, and it's Shmuel's town. What did the yukim to be made from that, or whatever it is? But each one held that their Rav was the makel. That's for sure, right? Each one held that their rabbi is the makel. Now the Gemara is going to ask questions back and forth. I'm sorry, we did that. The simon is each one was makel for each other, right? For Rav Shari, does Rav really say that it's mutter to have the first bia on Friday night? Hi, now this is an important case here. Hi, Miss Sukraya Dinazaisas. If you have a sponge, I guess it is in Yon. This is also in Yon Diyam, to put into a beer, a jug of beer or alcohol, right? So you stick a look at that. Thank you. Yeah, I guess so. A stick.
Tommy's gonna take care of it.
Okay. So yeah. Anyways, so if you take a shmata and you stick it inside a beer barrel, then it's gonna end up squeezing it out, right? Also you're not allowed to stick it in on Yom Tiv. Why not? So why can't you stick it in on Yom Tiv? Rashi says because of schita, what's going to happen is you have the shmata that's full of alcohol, and you're going to put it down. If you're going to put it down, and you're going to put it into the beer bottle, the opener, so it's going to end up squeezing it out. So there it's going to be schita, right? So which unite. It's eina mischaven. All you're trying to do is here we go, mamash. You're trying to take the shmata, which is going to be full of alcohol. You're going to stick it into the cap, the top of the barrel. Then what's going to end up happening is it's going to end up squeezing. It's going to end up squeezing out into the bottle, right? So therefore, you're not interested. You're all interested in covering the barrel, right? So you want to just cover the barrel, but what you end up doing is you end up squeezing it out, right? So then it's schita. So what is that? It's davar she'eino mischaven, right? So it's davar she'eino mischaven, and he's saying that it's not allowed. So how could Rab say it's mutter? Meaning, again, when he's having the intercourse, when he's doing the bia, his kavana is just that bia to break the psulim. That's not his kavana. His kavana is not to make her bleed. It happens anyways, but that is a psik reisha. Or it's eina mischaven. It's a davar she'eino mischaven, which Rav is saying it's a davar she'eino. His kavana is to be with his wife. What ends up happening is ends up bleeding. That's not his intent, right?
But we know it's going to happen, though.
Oh, so that's going to be the Gemara's teretz. That's going to be the Gemara's teretz. But right now, he wants it, but he doesn't want. I mean, he wants the blood. So we're going to see, right? So Rabban is saying he wants the blood. He does want the blood. Otherwise, he was mizana.
He wants
so we're going to see. Correct. So we're going to get to that. Yeah. So anyways, so that's the kasha. Now, before we go weiter in the kasha, there's a whole taisus here, whether it's really called schita or not. Maybe it's called libun. Maybe it's called laundering, not schita. Oh, I forgot about kershin. Right? Maybe it's schita. Maybe it's schita and not laundering. Meaning, when you squeeze something out, it's just a hot button topic. Baby wipes on Shabbos. What's the issur of using baby wipes on Shabbos? For those that hold that it's also. Is it also what? Well, that's the question. So, is it also al melabin? Because when you squeeze out the liquid, you're cleaning the shmata, or is it schita? Meaning libun is when you don't want the liquid in the shmata because you just want a dry shmata. That's libun. Schita is when you want the liquid that's being squeezed out of the towel, right? So that's the difference. Okay, so that's a machlokes Rashi toises. Yeah. So then the Gemara. So anyways, so you see it's eina mischaven. I guess they put it to the wrong table. Yeah. There you go. They're supposed to bring kogel and stuff here. That's right.
Happy stuff.
Tell them to go to your seat and get it.
Right.
Anyways, is that what?
Right.
Doc?
Thank you.
Yes. Anyway, so that's the kasha. Even there, Reb Shimon is moided. Abai and Rava, moided Reb Shimon psik reisha v'lo yamos. Abai and Rava are moided where it's a psik reisha v'lo yamos, meaning if it's an automatic, then everybody agrees that that's also. If it's an automatic, meaning if you know that when you're gonna put the shmata into the barrel, automatically squeeze out liquid. So even though that's not your intention, but that's going to be a problem. So same thing when he's going to have bia, that bia is going to automatically. Well, I'm sorry, no, by bia it's not. It's okay. Let's hold off. They're gonna have a shakla on that exactly what's going to be. But a psik reisha that's automatic is gonna be also, right? So now in this big toisvis, don't worry, we're not going to do the toisvis, okay? All right, but in middle of this toisvis,
I want you here longer.
We weren't fighting.
In middle of the toisvis, there's the shita of the aruch. It's an extremely important. I'm sorry for marching. Yeah, it's extremely important shita in the rishonim that toisvis asks many kashas, but the aruch says that a psik reisha deloi nichale is mutter. A psik reisha. Meaning you have no interest in what the order, meaning we're saying there's 3 steps. The first step is davar she'eino mischaven. Where's the machlokes davar she'eino mischaven? Yeah. Davar she'eino mischaven is mutter off. That's the first step. So we said, but everybody agrees that when with that davar she'eino mischaven that happens is an automatic, then it's also because it's called psik reisha. Just to review what psik reisha is. So psik reisha is that are you going to cut off the head of a chicken and it's not going to die? Psik reisha, it's a psik reisha, v'lo yamos, right? So, but the aruch says, but if it's a psik reisha that you're not interested in having, then it's mutter, which we use as a tziruf. We don't necessarily paskin like that,
Not
Even if no, yes, if it's even if it's for the Aruch says even if it's for sure going to happen, if you're not interested in it happening, then it's no problem. For example, when you're walking into the schools and they have video cameras, right? When it's like nobody wants to be recorded, right? I don't think nobody, especially if you're stealing, you certainly don't want to be recorded, right? Stealing from the coffee room before davening, whatever, eating lasagna. Anyway, right? So nobody is interested. What? Whatever. So it's loy nichale. But if you have or not a Zoom, what's it called in front of the house?
Like automatic.
No, the automatic or the camera ring. If you have a Ring doorbell and it's on your own house, you're very happy to be recorded. I mean, you be'etzem are not, but you're happy. So that would be a difference between a psik reisha the lichane, the nichale, and a psik reisha the loy nichale. What? What? It's better to shut off. It's better to shut off the Zoom, the ring from your own house. Yeah,
Shut it off.
either you cover it,
Ask your local tech.
yeah. Anyways, okay, so that's a machlokes also. If that's an automatic, if it's an automatic, what it's also could be. Could be. Okay. Anyways, so let's see weiter. Yeah, so that's so the Gemara doesn't like this teretz. Oh, Amar Rab Chia Barashi, Amar Rab Halacha Rabbi Yehuda. The halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda, who says Davar Shenim Eschaven is mutter. Rab Chana Barami, Amar Shmuel, Halacha Rab Shimon. Rab Chia Baraben Masni La Beloy Gavri. Rab Amar Halacha Rabbi Yehuda. Shmuel Amar Halacha Rab Shimon. Right. So what do you see? So you see that we're still having the machlokes, whether it's psik reisha, whether it's not psik reisha. Right? So Lo'ilam, Rav Rabbi Yehuda's view. Really, Rav holds like Rabbi Yehuda that Davar Shein was having as mutter. Lahachlish Adabar Dam Mifkad Pakad. According to the lashon that says that we're worried about that the dam is right there and you're just bringing it out. Mekalkalu Eitzel Pesach. What it is it's destruction by making the Pesach. Meaning when he's making a Pesach, that when he's opening the psulim, so then therefore it's a kilkel, so therefore it's going to be okay, even though normally not. Where let's hold off on the moment. The moment is coming up in a couple of blocks. Yeah, if the one that says that the blood is actually a chabura, which would make it awesome, then it's just kilkel. And we said yesterday, even though normally kilkel is the awesome midrabanan, right? But we say here the kula. Here we're going to say it's lakula, combining it together with that it's einam mischaver. Fine. So you have a child who got married, and meaning she's ketana, so therefore she's not seeing tam yet, right? So shalegi is manalirois v'nisas, and she got married. So now we don't know if she sees dam, right? Again, this is not the way we work nowadays. We'll see that much later in the Masechta how we work it nowadays. But in the old days, if they Adam Besulim should not make nida because it's a makkah, right?
Because
no. So the shaila is how many days? So the shaila is no. How many days can we say that a makkah bleeds? Right? How come? How
so
right?
It's not eligible to get seen down. So then what's happening after 4 days?
Then we have to be chayshit.
Why should we assume that she doesn't?
Because after 4 days, it's too long. It's too long. How long can she bleed for? That's the machlokes.
2 days, it's done.
That's the machlokes. How long could she possibly see for that? It's not going to be. It's not going to be right. Yeah, but the chazak is going to be.
Well, it's 3 years, 2 years old. Yeah, but chazak is going to be broken.
It's going to break by her seeing dam. This comes up a lot. How long? I mean, that's why I was saying that the Korman should really be giving the shir tonight. How long can you be Taila a makkah for if you say the woman sees clean from a makkah and it's not needed? How long could it be for?
This is a big thousand shach. They agree.
Well, that's okay. Yeah. Anyway, so let's see the case. So Mazar because Tiraka is Malaliras. Her time to see didn't hit yet. Vanessa since she got married. You give her 4 nights. If she goes the first 4 nights, she sees dam. We're assuming it's from a cut, not a problem, right? Once the makkah, that's like what you're saying, meaning you have to wait for the makkah to heal. If she sees again after that, then we have to assume that it's period blood, right? But once she hits 12 and a half in that age, right? Benisas, and then she gets married. So you give her only the first night, right? Meaning you give her the whole first night. We still learn ad Motzei Shabbos. You give her until Motzei Shabbos, arba leilas, 4 nights, right? Because they got married on Wednesday night. So Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and Motzei Shabbos. You give her 4 nights. So what's the kasha? My love. Now we're on Talmud Beis. My love, di loy bol, motzi bol, afilu b'Shabbos. So what all the Bryce is saying, with all the complications, at the end of the day, the Bryce is saying that you're allowed to be together for the first time on Friday night, right? So then Gemara says, Amar Rava, no loy levar b'Shabbos. It's talking about not Shabbos. It's not meaning they can't be together on Shabbos, right?
The first thing.
For the first time, they cannot. Yeah, they can't be together. Shabbos.
That is the second time, not the same problem.
Because we're going to see the second time. So Amalei Abayevo Ad Motzei Shabbos Arba Leilas Katani. You didn't say they could be together for 4 nights except for Shabbos. You said 4 nights until Motzei Shabbos. So it has to be including Motzei Shabbos. Elom Arava Kishabal. It's talking about where he was Baal, right? So since he was Baal, then it's not the first bia anymore on Friday night. So Gemara says Ika Shabal, my Kamashmalon. So what's the chiddush? Right? What's the chiddush if he was Baal? Right? So Kamashmalon, the Shari Lemivo b'Shabbos. It's mutter to have bia on Shabbos. Because the Shmuel, like Shmuel, Damar Shmuel, Pirza dechuka mutter likanas b'Shabbos. A Pirza dechuka, a broken, meaning if you're trying to walk through like between 2 stones or 2 rocks, meaning 2 boulders, right? And it's tight. So if you're going to try and get through there, you're going to probably knock off some rocks, right? So he's saying that you're allowed to do on Shabbos, even though you're going to knock off tzroiris.
How many
right?
times?
Well, as long as she's bleeding, there's certainly going to be.
What's
right?
the problem with making tzroiris?
What? What's the problem? You're knocking off rocks from it could be muksa, it could be also stira. Well, it's not going to be a reisha. It's not stira because it's not almanas livness. Right. Pashtus is the rabbanon. Is it kalachaya? I'm not so sure. You're walking because you're walking through. That's what you do. You knock off rocks.
This is how you take off a rock.
Saying when you walk through things. Okay? I hear.
It might be a normal thing to happen, but it's not a normal thing to do if you want to remove rocks.
Definitely on it for that.
What?
Definitely not Muscovy for that.
Scott to open it.
No, it's not a sabbath. The shaila is
Break off the rocks,
it an sabbath? It's happening anyway.
Break up the rocks.
I don't know if it's kalachiyah. We don't do kalachiyah. Maybe it's not skavah, which is better than kalachiyah.
But anyway, so that's what we're saying. That would be the equivalent of a basula. Okay, so then Maser Rav Yosef, the Gemara takes a different turn now. Chasen potter me krias shema laila rishon ad Motzei Shabbos. The chasen is potter from krias shema from the first night he gets married till Motzei Shabbos. Im lo yasa maisa. If he didn't do the maisa, right? So why is he potter from krias shema? My love, the Torah, the boy lemivel. He's busy and he's Torah in his head, so therefore he's not going to be able to concentrate on krias shema. Right, halavai by all of us. We should have such a high level of concentration. What? Now is mechuyev in krias shema, and he's mechuyev davar because if you wouldn't davar, that means that you're showing that you actually concentrate the rest of the year, which is unfortunately not the case.
This is
right.
Someone who married with Tom. It's one of the examples.
Yeah.
It's not, and yet he has kavanah to daven.
Okay, he's saying that. Okay, but I'd say that's not a problem.
Actually, we hit the mute button.
Never really so you're so quiet.
Start putting him in the seat.
No, they're chayav al loy plug. Loy plug that we don't concentrate. Yes, yeah. That would be gaiva. It's gaiva. It's yura. Anyway, so what's the point here? The point is since the guy's torud, right? Since he's torud, so he's part of a krias shema. So Amalei Abaya loy the torud the loy ball. He's not torud that he needs to be with her and he's nervous about it. He's stressed out that he didn't have the bia. So Amalei Rava Mashum tir the pasuk. Because you're torud, you're kitei machanam. And if you're going to say yes, that's true. And all the mitzvahs in the Torah, chutz min tefillin shenemar repair. So an oval, who's a bigger mitzvah than an oval?
They're not the same thing.
Oh, so that's what the Gemara is. That's what the Gemara is gonna Well, yeah, the Gemara is thinking now, or right now, he's torrid, right? He's torrid in the whatever, dealing with the mace and dealing with the avelim, et cetera, right? But if he's chayiv and krias shema, the only thing he's potter from is tefillin on the first day. So if he's chayiv and krias shema, so shouldn't a chassan be? Elam arava. So okay, so that's it. So then we slug it up, right? So that is slugged up.
Torrid in the mace.
What do you mean?
He is torrid in this. That's what I said.
Yeah, he's still high. So she turned his.
But Aninus doesn't pater shema.
Yeah.
What?
Aninus doesn't pater krias shema.
No, after you.
Aninus, yeah, but once, you're right. Aninus is potter, not.
After burial.
But again, even Aninus, you're not potter because you. I mean, you're busy. Not at still. You're isik b'mitzvah. Correct. Okay, so Mamela, we slug that up. So Elam Arava. This is the bottom line. Elam Tanoi. It's a Machlokes Tanaim, meaning whether you could be boiled the first time Friday night is a Machlokes Tanaim. The Tanach Chada im layosa ma'isa berisha potter af b'sheni potter af b'shlishi. Right? If they didn't do the ma'isa on the first night, then he's potter even on the second night. B'sheni potter af b'shlishi. Tanidach reisha b'sheni potter shlishi chayiv. And the first two he's potter from krias shema, and on the third he's chayiv. Right? Because why? Because it's Shabbos, and he's now allowed to be together with her for the first time on Shabbos, and therefore he's chayiv. He's chayiv on Shabbos. V'abaya. So what is Abaya going to do with this? Asamnami betirda pligi. They're also having a machlokes in tirda, whether tirda could be an ptur on krias shema. So hani tanoi ki hani tanoi. These tanoim hold like all the tanoim. The Tanya Koines is psula. Somebody marries a psula lo yivel betchila b'Shabbos. He shouldn't be boiled betchila on Shabbos. Chachamim matirin, and the Chachamim say it's mutter. Man Chachamim, who's the Chachamim say it's mutter? Amar Rabba Reb Shimoni the Amar Davar Shein Mischav and mutter. It's Davar Shein Mischav. I mean, your kavana is not to make her bleed. So Amalei Abaye v'Amoid Reb Shimon psik reisha v'lo yomos. Right, same Gemara. Abaye said that v'Amoid by a psik reisha v'lo yomos, that it's that you're not allowed to do it, and this is going to be an automatic. So Amarle like halol bavliim. It's not like these bavliim. Jain beki and bahatiya, right? That are not bekiyim and hatiyah means hatiyah is the way they have a way to be able to get in to the woman, to be able to penetrate without breaking the psulim. Eliyesh beki and bahatiya. There are those that are beki and bahatiya. So therefore, what? So if there are beki and bahatiya, it's not an automatic that you're going to make her bleed, because maybe you know how to do it bahatiya.
That technique, you mean?
Yes, if you know how to do it. So he's saying the Bavliim don't know how to do it, but many others know how to do it. So therefore, when they're going, having intercourse, having the penetration, they could do it without necessarily breaking the psulim.
Anyone that's not in it, would that be psik reisha v'lo though? Meaning, just because people know how to do it doesn't mean that you.
Meaning, so the question is, should that person?
Meaning, just because there's the mitzias out there that says psik reisha.
Sataisis Roy Bekian says that. He says v'chol chad v'chad misabkin and leber roiv. The kula matar mashmar the Ruben Bekian batia. He's going with the roiv.
The Hanu Bavloim are not Bekian. Who are these? The Yechidim?
I don't know.
The whole Bavloim.
Yeah, no, it seems like the Bavloim didn't know how to do it.
Yeah, I'm saying they're the Yechidim.
Yeah.
So the only stern Bavloim that were Yechidim that didn't know how to do it. And nowadays,
Everyone does.
everyone knows.
Yeah.
To be able to go. Okay, so yeah,
I called them out for this year.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I thought most people don't know how to do it.
you don't want to pass it.
Right.
That there's no bassoon. Really, Gershon, you're saying no, there's no bassoon.
Right.
This is saying it's
Anyways.
roundabout.
See him on.
You've almost
We're almost.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
And whether he has to daven Ma'ariv tonight.
Right.
Oh, see him on his W.
No, he's not that much.
Sure.
And
Bobby's here for the same also.
Okay.
Okay. Weiter. Im Kane. Okay, so that's what we're saying.
See him in a minute.
The pasta.
Because he's willing, we'll give him tonight.
So there's a possibility of be able to have the penetration without breaking the psulim. So therefore, it's not a problem. So Gemara says Im Kane Toirid Lama, right? So then why does he need to be So why is he torrid? If a guy's such an expert that he can actually have a penetration with no exhaust, so what's the tear that guy clearly should be able to do it in his sleep? Right?
I have a meaning that a guy, even if he's a bucky, it's still not simple.
Huh?
I think
But if a guy's a bucky enough to do this, then he could say shema. Anyways,
this guy, how many basulim this guy married? I want to know how many basulim this guy had.
Okay, let's see about this. So the Gemara says, "Look at She'eino." It says, "Look at She'eino bucky." It's for somebody who's not a bucky. So the Gemara says, "Yoimru bucky mutter, She'eino bucky also." Why don't you just make the halacha like this? A bucky could say shema. And a she'eino bucky doesn't, because everybody's going to line up for the eino bucky, right? So it's right bakian hains. No, it's the majority of bakian. So once the majority of bakian, so we go with the majority. So this is from the more fascinating things minhagim that they had back then. So sheshvinen, which is what Paretz is tonight, is the sheshvinen. He's a right. But not this. Okay, not this. But the sheshvinen back then and mapalama used to prepare a sheet for the couple to be together on, so that there could be no shenanigans, not by him and not by her. Right? There's no shenanigans. Right? Right? Meaning that she could sneak a sheet with a pre-blood sheet, so that mamela, it looks like she was a psula, and he could sneak in. He could swap out for a clean sheet, and therefore she's not right. So, anyways, so. So what do you need? What's the whole point of this? That's what the hanhaga was. That's what they did. They sheet in there, and then they showed the sheet off, and then so that was to protect it, right? So then what's the point of all that if you got the guy doing hatiyah anyways, right? So Amalei Hasam Shema Yirav no, because maybe he's going to get scared, right? And then it's going to get lost. We'll do two more lines. So Masar Rami Hamefis Mursa. So somebody pops a pimple b'Shabbos. Imlas is lopeh. So what are you popping the pimple for? If you're trying to get out the pus and you're trying to make a hole in it, so then you're chayiv. I'm sorry, if you're trying to just make an opening, right, meaning to make it for the future, you just want to have an opening there, then you're going to be chayiv. But if the only reason you're making the opening is just to drain it, so then you're potter. Really, yes, really you couldn't. Yeah, you have to make sure you're not going to bleed. Yeah, right. Either way, so you say it's potter. It says potter umutter lechatchila in Shabbos. So it's a kash on the one that says that lahaitzi dam is a problem. So the one says hasam pocket v'akir. There, the pus is out of the body. And it's already detached. You're just meaning it's out of the skin, which it is. A pimple is jutting out, so it's really detached from the body. So when you poke a hole, it's not a problem. But hacha pocket v'lo. But in the blood, by the psulim, it's detached, but it's correct, but it's not fully detached. Okay, now
you make the sim on
Yavamis. Now we'll make the sim on Yavamis. Yeah. Hold on, let me find it.
Pictures. We'll make it the same, right?
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
Make the same now. It's so much.
Let's make the same.
The reisha.
Why you want to stop it?
Then you have to.
It's not because he uploaded. He wants to upload it.